Good morning. I imagine we've had our first freezing temperatures of this year, which I'm quite fond of. I sort of like the cold weather. Having a little extra insulation naturally leads me to like cooler weather. So glad you're here, glad you're listening, grateful that you're here with All Concepts. Today I want to talk about people, specifically you. Each of you has been chosen to be here, and we're grateful for every one of you to be here. I want to share some thoughts from some books I've read. One of our core values is growth, teamwork, excellence. These books lead to growth, teamwork, excellence, because the books are about people and how to deal with people. And so I just thought I'd share some of these books that were meaningful to me, why they were meaningful, and maybe even have something a little exciting at the end. Books are fun for me. May not be fun for everybody, but that's one of our core values too, so I wanted to get it. And just to demonstrate some fun, yay! There we go. Great by Choice. This is written by a former Stanford professor. He wrote Good to Great, which was just one of the most meaningful books for me in my business career. This is about business, but one of the greatest principles that came out of this, imagine this, is about people. And the concept was to have the right people on the bus and to have those people in the right seats on the bus. So that's having a clear expectation of what your job is, what your tasks are, and having people that match task, talent, and interest in those positions. So the fact that you're here is because, one, you're good at what you do, and we hope that we have every one of you in the right seat so that you can thrive in your career, and know that we've chosen you to be on the bus and to be in the seat that you're in. I feel like we've made a lot of progress on that this year and are going to make more progress. So, very good book. This book is more of a personal growth book. It's called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Took me 3 times to ever finish it, but I did finally finish it, and I actually did a workbook that went along with it, because at the end of each chapter there were certain assignments that you had to do. A lot of times when you read self-help type books, you answer the questions in your head. I challenge you to write the answers down. If you can commit it to writing, I think it'll have more meaning for you and will help you in your growth. In the first, second, third chapters, one of the things was you had to write your eulogy. What did you want people to say about you after you're gone? I'm comfortable with death. I have a faith and a belief as to what will happen after my death. So I'm quite comfortable with it. Some people may not be, and that's okay. We each have our own journey. But writing a eulogy helped to write a mission statement. If you want people to say certain things about you when you pass, then you've got to do the things during your life to make them want to say that. I mentioned my mission statement that's published on LinkedIn a couple of weeks ago. That mission statement was written as a result of having written my eulogy. Later in the book, the part that I had a lot of trouble with, the basic principle is this: I can't change you. All I can do is change my perspective about you. So if I've got a problem with you or a challenge with you, I have to change how I view you, because I'm not going to be able to change you. So I either need to decide I'm not going to deal with you, or I need to decide a different way to deal with you. And it's a tough principle to learn, but I think it's a very valuable principle. We all do things based on our beliefs, our interests, how we feel. So it's okay. We are who we are. We need to be comfortable with who we are. Sometimes we just have to change our perspective on how we view other people. Great book. A fun book, again, this is more fun. As fun as a book can be. Yes, I'd rather be playing the piano at the Ritz-Carlton downtown with some of my buddies. That would probably be more fun than reading a book. Nonetheless, for my son, it would be fishing, probably with Preston. So whether it's fun or not, okay, I'm rambling. I'll get back on track here. Who Moved My Cheese? I read it at lunch, so it's not a long read. I read it in the 90s when it came out. But the story is basically about mice that went and got cheese every day. And somebody moved their cheese. And so it was how the individual mice dealt with the cheese being moved. Some would sit there and say, oh, my cheese is gone. Others would go looking for the cheese. So it's a cute little story with some very good life principles in it. I highly recommend it. Now, for more fun stuff, if you actually want to read any of those books, and if you've listened to my entire video today, for the first, we'll say the first 3 people on each of these books, if you come to me and say, hey, I'd like to read Who Moved My Cheese, the first people that say they want this book, I'll get it for them. First 3 people that want to read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I'll get it for you. First 3 for Great by Choice, I'll get it for you. So tell me which book you want. All that I will ask of you is after you've read the book, write me a 1-page what you got out of the book. You know, did you find something meaningful about the book? I can learn as much from you as you can learn from this book. That's part of growth. Growth is a 2-way street. I'm always learning. You're always learning. Frequently, I'm learning what not to do. I prefer to learn what to do. But anyway, I hope you have a great week this week. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm proud of the people that we have. I'm grateful for the time that we have with you. We're coming into Thanksgiving and Christmas and a New Year, and I'm glad to be spending it with you. Thank you for all you do. See you next week.